Alright, welcome back to FF14 Let's Play. Today we are gonna start off with our warrior quest, just because I was already over here and doing some other stuff. And then we're gonna get right back into the main story. As you can see, it says Wrath of Titan, so we should be getting into the next primal story, which should be pretty interesting. So let's get this knocked out and we'll do that. Embracing the Beast. Welcome back, my friend. I can see that you've not neglected your training. For my part, I fear that deciphering the ancient chronicles of my people is proving to be a much more demanding task than I had imagined. Mind you, it hasn't helped that I've been somewhat preoccupied of late. A comrade of mine from my days in the company of heroes asked me to do a favor, and it's taken me back and forth across the realm like some bloody fairy. I'm on a hunt for some mysterious feral beast that's been terrorizing small folk. People don't know where this monstrosity came from, but witnesses say its thirst for blood is unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, the time I have spent in pursuit of the beast is time I have not spent studying the chronicles, and I am sorry to say I have made little progress. However, while on the road, I was able to decipher one passage that may be of interest to us both. From what I can gather, the chronicles tell of an ancient set of armor forged by my ancestors in the flames of the Seven Hells, and inscribed with the same arcane incantations that adorn the soul of the warrior. It would seem that this mighty armor was passed down from hero to apprentice for centuries, until one man, driven by rage and vainglory, cast all 5 pieces from Abalathia's highest peak. Since that day, the armor has remained lost, and with it the power that it harbors. As far as I can make out, the next passage in the Chronicles concerns the whereabouts of these missing artifacts, though I have only been able to make sense of the odd word thus far. Still, I must confess to some excitement. Imagine what a warrior clad in such garb could achieve. Ah, if only my brother were here, we could decipher the text together and spread the teachings of our people to the entire realm. Alas, he is not. His whereabouts are as hidden to me as those of the ancient armor. I would have liked you to meet him, if only so that you could have looked upon a true warrior. Well, perhaps you still shall. Eorzea is not as large as most people perceive. That's true. Paths cross, fates intertwine, such is the will of the spinner. It may be that my brother has chosen a similar path to mine, but I have rambled long enough. You are here to take the next step in your training, and so I shall oblige. In the southern reaches of Thanalan is the Sigoli Desert, a god's forsaken wasteland of naught but sand that stretches as far as the eye can see. It is here that the Leviathan of the dunes lurks, a sandworm of gargantuan proportions. When facing this mammoth creature, you will soon realize that the feeble hacks and slashes of your puny axe are ill-suited to the task of felling such a foe, but do not let this dissuade you. Wake the slumbering beast within and summon forth a strength that transcends the limits of your physical form. Mind you, first you'll have to find the beast, and that might prove a tall order in itself. The Yu tribe that inhabits in Forgotten Springs is wise to the movements of the denizens of the desert. Should you want for guidance, I'd wager they could set you in the right direction. Luckily, I think we have that. Yeah, we have that teleport. There's one of them. The Leviathan of the Dunes saw the fearsome bugger not a week ago, preying on a group of merchants south of Birgat's Strike. The smart ones dropped their wares, turned tail, and ran. The dumb ones, well, at least they can say they died rich. Alright, so it ate them. I've seen the beast. Stands 3 moms high, he does, and stirs up sandstorms with each writhe and wriggle. Showed up in my hunting field some years ago and has been swallowing up my would-be prey in that gaping maw of his ever since. Alright, so it just eats whatever it wants, huh? Sandworms are particularly sensitive to vibrations in the earth, such as those made by running. If you're looking to summon one of these beasts, then I suggest you search for their tracks, then run about making as much of a clamor as possible. I would also suggest you seek a cure for your madness. Alright, so we're gonna have to lure it out. It's foggy out here. Really? I'm 7 levels higher than you. Man, they're making us go all the way to the other side of the desert. Spawns out of nowhere. Well, that was easy. But we are way over leveled for this. Coastal Soul. Ah, your crystal grows even stronger. In felling the raging sandworm, the beast within you slowly but surely rouses to wakefulness. When next you do battle, methinks you will find yourself capable of movements heretofore unfamiliar to you. When you have mastered your new talents, return to me. In the meanwhile, I shall continue my study of the ancient texts. Yeah, that was quicker than I remember. For some reason, I thought there was a second part to this. Also, you noticed I filled out my hotbars to get all my abilities on. Alright, well, I guess we are going back to the main story. We need to go to Vesper Bay. And what, most likely talk to Minfilia. Yep. Alright, Wrath of Titan.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlvip hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The Echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola, can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies. Tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Alright, so we're gonna go try to beat up Titan. I don't know why I did that. I probably need to teleport. If I remember right. Yeah, Maelstrom command. Should be aft castle. Hail, adventurer, and welcome to Maelstrom Command. If you wish to know more about enlisting, speak with the personnel officer. Nah, we're not here for that. We're good at the Immortal Flames. Unless you are the guest we were told to expect. Forgive me. To business, then. It is as we told the antecedent, the kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Ogomoro. Our scouts subsequently confirmed the object of their aggression. Crystals, fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Word is spread of your accomplishments. On behalf of Limsa Lominsa, I thank you for heeding our call. Forgive the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address you personally. We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Sahuagin and the Kobolds plagued our people, nor is this the first time we have had to address a primal threat. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was to the company of heroes we turned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to other brave souls blessed with the strength to face this foe. So it is that we turn now to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, confident in the belief that you are Limsa's best hope. I hope you are right, yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unprovoked aggression. Did not the Thalassocracy ooh, man, bad. Make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep to their own lands and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Lamenzans who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we then condemn the beastmen for defending their homes? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown. I would advise you to choose your words with greater care, Lady Y'shtola. Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it. And the wrong is mine. Freely do I claim it, yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath. Or would you have us fall upon our swords? My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa Lominsa's citizenry are, of course, of paramount concern. Already we have observed disruptions in the flow of ether further inland. The effects will be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. Can I count on your help? I mean, we already decided to help, so... You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings. That the kobolds should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation. This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict. Before we meet Titan in the field, however, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe, and I can think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before. The company of heroes may be no more, but several of its former members still live. It is said that one of them is employed at Greyfleet Mills in Lower Lenosha. Quite why a mercenary should choose to become a miller, I do not know. When you find him, mayhap you could ask him for me. I, meanwhile, shall seek his fellows. Yeah. I remember this. This is pretty good, actually. Oh man, flight would help. We got ways to go before we can have flight. Lay down your burden, son. Come drain a pint with me. We'll have a grand old time. Find ye a lass or three. You gonna say something, Venturer, or just keep staring? Hey, you want to know about the company of heroes? Ah, hells, price of bleeding fame. Can't a miller mill in peace no more? Still, seeing as you've come all this way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to oblige you. Consider yourself lucky, mate. Old Tractum was the company's best axeman. Now, what was it you wanted to know? Tales from the Titus Slayer. So you want to hear the tale of how the company of heroes bested a primal, do you? Let me guess, you mean that bastard Titus? Aye. Oh, if you only had been there to see it. 'Twas a mighty struggle like the legends of old. Me and the boys fought him for 3 days and nights, we did. The ground trembled with every step Titus took, and what he hit you, boy. It felt like a cannonball to the gut, just like that. Oi, what's that look for? I'm a goddamn hero, I'll have you know. The people around here sing my praises. Don't tell me you only care about learning the secret tactics we used to beat old Titus. Well, too bad, because now I'm not feeling charitable. If you're so damn desperate, then why don't you do me a favor and kill those rats that made a nest by the windmill just south of here? Aye, do that, then we'll talk. Starting to think this guy is a liar. Hey, so the beasties are dead, are they? Nice work, adventurer. Save me the hassle of, never mind. We didn't actually get any gear from the warrior quest. Do we need this? Yes. Yeah, we do need that. Okay. What? You still asking about how we beat Titus? Ooh, I said Titus. Titus. I don't know, Venture. It was a pretty risky strategy, the kind only a veteran of 10 score battles could rely upon. I want to teach you, I truly do, but unless you prove you have what it takes to face that fat bastard, I can't in good conscience tell you a damn thing. At the very least, you need to be capable of slaying, say, a Gabu, or a Gubu. Come to think of it, that ain't a bad idea. Them creatures have a taste for the flour milled here, so you ought to have no trouble finding one in the vicinity. Of course, I ain't asking you to cut one down quick as a skilled axeman like myself. Any road, why don't you try heading due west and standing in lookout in case a Gubu comes calling? Slay it, and I might consider telling you more about old Titus. Alright, if you can't get the name of the primal right, there might be something wrong. We gotta give our Chocobo some more skills. Hey, you again. Then that Gubu that was harassing the Millers is dead. Didn't think you had it in you, Venture. Still, you took forever and a day to get the job done. It took like 15 seconds. I'm still not sure if I should tell you our secrets. The Leminson Way. So, as I was saying, I still don't know if you got what it takes to face Titus. Maybe if you slew tracked him. You in here drinking again? If you are, that Gubu had better be dead. Oh, it's dead, Chief. You have my word on that. Cleave the beast's skull in two with me trusty axe I did. Is that a fact? And what will your friend here say if I ask him? He'll vouch for me, of course. Ain't that right, friend? Tell me true, was it Tractum who slew the Gubu, or was it you? Chief, what are you saying? It's me, the finest axeman ever to serve in the company of heroes, the legendary mercenaries who slew the bastard Titus. Titus? Who in the seven hells is Titus? Some primal you fought in a drink-sodden dream? The company's heroes slew Titan, you bloody half-wit. Oh, well, see, Titus was what me and the lads used to call him. That's the biggest load of Sahegan shite I've ever heard. Both of you outside, we'll learn the truth the Leminson way. Tractum, if you didn't slay the Gubu, you may consider your contract revoked. I remember this back in the day being really hard. Don't even think about trying to kill me, that's cheating. Who picked these boulders? There's nothing alike. Oh man, I dodged the paralyze. Crazy. Oh, I can't use my... Yeah, that was way harder back in the day. Alright, I admit it. I lied about being in the company of heroes. But I'm begging you, Chief, please don't dismiss me. I've learned my lesson. Honest, I have. Save your blubbering. Gods, I should have known. Mercy, please. I didn't want to deceive you, I swear. It's just that I kept getting turned away by all the folk I asked for work, and I panicked. See, the last job I had was at Costa del Sol, and there was this grizzled marauder everyone treated like royalty. When I heard he was a captain in the company of heroes, I finally understood why. I wasn't being serious when I said I was one of them, but you went and believed me, so, Look, his name was... Weisgate, alright. He'll tell you, he'll tell you how to defeat Titus. Or whatever the hell's that thing's name is. That's what you wanted, ain't it? So come on then, tell the chief to forgive me, it's only fair. Alright, so we're going to Costa del Sol. Oh, wrong way. Pardon, you wish to slay the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsa Leminsa are depending upon us. You fancy yourselves heroes, then, just like in the tales. Be not so quick to judge. Long have I labored for the well-being of you and yours, and my associate here has bathed in Ifrit's hellfire and lived. He is blessed with a power that protects him from the primal influence. Thus was he able to lay low the Lord of the Inferno. We know full well the risks and have taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge of how to enter Titan's lair. Pray be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A man who can't be tempered. Useful, but it will not be enough. It is true that the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory was bought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. Aye, we defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. Even if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you will succeed. Believe what you will, we mean to try. Though our lives be forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. You are passionate, I'll grant you that, and you deserve better than the greeting I gave you, but I will not send you into Ogormo on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see what you give your lives in vain. Do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurances that you are more than common adventurers. I oversee security for Master Gigaruju's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Gods, man, have you heard nothing I said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you are welcome to find your own way into Ogomoro. Ooh, Yustola. Though it pains me to admit it, I fear we have no choice but to acquiesce to the man's demands. Yet much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake this task alone. I will use the time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to others, are we? Very well. Pray, do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa hangs in the balance. Oh man, we gotta do a bunch of quests before he'll tell us how to do this. Master Gigaruju's requests can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you to your true task, I would like to verify that this won't be a waste of my time. A Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large, slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring out with herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. Can we drop right here? Yeah. And now we gotta hide. Almost wish you could turn up the difficulty on some of this stuff. Well, did you deal with the Nyx? Lest you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. So he lied to y'all too, huh? Two highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Gigaruju wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Gigaruju desires can be so easily purchased. It is to be an extremely exotic feast, and so your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients our chef requires. Naturally, such fine dining must be accompanied with a suitable wine, and by suitable I mean the very best there is. That, however, can wait for the time being, as I believe you have enough on your plate as it is. It will be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you in your quest. For the first ingredient, I would have you travel to the South Shroud and speak with Landonell at Camp Tranquil. Pretty sure we've spoken to them before. What, do you mean to tell me that you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventurer, if you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. Come on. There we go. I think we have to steal an Adamantoise egg. If I remember right. Is that what we're doing here? Do you require assistance, adventurer? So this is the one who would challenge Titan. I've been expecting you. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant Adamantoise. Yep. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Will I help you get it? You amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. Let me be clear. This business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest, traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them. It was all jolly good fun. Alas, Gridanians are, by and large, an unforgiving lot. Dito, here being a rare exception. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all those other activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heavens pillar. Alright, that's pretty graphic. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good Adamantoise egg in a nest to the east of here, just ripe for the taking. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked the moment you lay hands upon the egg. There will be other heroes. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, or your corpse will rot in this swamp. And they really don't want us to challenge Titan. Oh, man. That other person's on the exact same quest we're on. I thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to persevere to the bitter end? Such bravery, such recklessness. That will serve you well against Titan. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to southern Thanalan. In Forgotten Springs, you will find a man named Uoda Noon. He will be your next guide. Safe travels. State your business, adventurer. So this is the one Wise Kate sends me. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Man, all of y'all are kind of rude. Crit. Not that we're gonna use any of it. Nope. We'll take the money from this one. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that, and you did manage to obtain that adamantoise egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The Noon I once fought also believed that this strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am Noon. Many years ago, I joined the Company of Heroes to hone my skills instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. That is why I claimed my position, it is why I still hold it, and it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. The children of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognized as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east lies an Amaljaw encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned both for his strength and his guile. To even face this Amaljaw in battle, you must first find a way to lure him away from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this I will offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior, and bring to me his necklace. All the way across the desert where we fought our sandworm. Throw on auto run, we'll get there when we get there. Oh, at least I think with the way they do experience now, we won't be level locked and have to do dungeons multiple times. So we should be able to keep up with the story. If that other person shows up, I guess we'll help them. It's gonna be faster to fast travel. Or teleport, I mean. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The spear, it belonged to one of his brothers. I knew when he spied it from far he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck, I wonder? Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I should tell you of the ingredient you seek. Money. A shame we did not meet when I was still with the Company of Heroes. You would have made a fine recruit, but no point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a Welwick worm to hunt. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but Welwick worms are far fewer in number. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey on smaller creatures of the Sigoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There is an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it upon your map, along with the location where Welwick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. Yeah, once again, I'm not too worried. Can I just kill this one and not have to go all the way over there? slightly different. The other ones are dune anglers. Man, no, we tried. Seriously? Alright, worm, where you at? That person's running everywhere. They really should be using their chocobo. It is faster. I should have teleported back. Well, save myself some gil. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Wise Kate. Worry not, you have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to say that I know not of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Wise Kate's counsel. But hold a moment. Since you will be meeting the captain again soon, there is something I would like you to deliver to him for me. Do we need these gloves? Yes. The captain was always fond of his brandy wine. I would be grateful if you could deliver it on my behalf. I was a reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his rights to cast me out. Everything I have I owe to his wisdom and generosity. Wise Kate was a firm yet fair teacher, an expert molder of men, and I suspect that it is still the case now. Please give him my regards. Alright, back to Costa del Sol to find out the third ingredient. Well met, Landonlel and Uode Noon both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? Ah, my favorite. I shall have to thank the Noon personally. Now you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Aldenard this time to obtain it. Do I need these pants? Yes. Actually, I should probably put my gear on. What level are these? 23? Are you going to give me boots? You are going to give me boots. Nice. The things we do for cheese. Okay. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect this last ingredient. Brayflox, my old quartermaster, wished to bring it to Costa del Sol herself. However, not long ago, she sent word that there's been some trouble at the long stop and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to Hidden Falls Dock and speak with Ozun Nazun. He will direct you to Raincatcher Gully, where Brayflox and her people have made their home. Dang, I actually have the teleport, but the quest forces me to use this world transport. What's the hurry, Venture? Something's happening over at the Gabi settlement. I don't know why you're so eager to help a bunch of beastmen, but go and talk to the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you to Raincatcher Gully. Alright, we're gonna talk to Brayflox. Brayflox all talks. Goblin. Tongue flaps of Wisegate be reaching ears of Brayflox. Uplanders come for tasty fresh Gabi treats, yes? Quest prize of Uplander deep in Longstop. Flighty beast chased Gabi flock from homes. Gabi flock needs goodly Uplander, gives safety to Longstop with much hand lending. Oh man, that opened quicker. I thought there was more. Let's see. Can we even get anybody? We did. We actually got a party. Yeah, as you can notice with party, enemies die a lot faster. What am I, Captain 34? I can't use my skill. Oh, I missed him. Oh yeah, this is going way faster than party. Probably shouldn't have wasted that though. We're all sprouts. Save everything for the boss. This boss back in the day actually used to be pretty tough. It's not anymore. It had like little random mini tank busters that would hit the main tank really hard. And there was some poison puddles that would regen its health. So if you didn't kill it properly, it was pretty tough. Easy peasy. I skipped the death scene, but we gotta vote for player. Pass. Okay. Hey, I got 2-player commendations. Goodly Uplander has thanks of Gobbyflock. Flighty Beast was tricksy foe, but Uplander outwitted with plans making. Uplander has goodly head for fighty think. Brayflock's happy gives tasty fresh gobby treats to clever Uplander. The goblin speech in this game is really hard to read. Cheese is stinky sweet gobby treat. Special make with secret gobby arts. Yeah, gobby arts. No party complete without gobby gouda, Brayflocks ever say. Alright, well, that was the last ingredient, so let's go back. Yeah, Coast of the Soul. We might as well go pick up the warrior quest, because we're going to end up going over to Wineport here in a little bit anyways. That's where it's telling me that is going to go. Sniff sniff, I gather you solved Brayflock's little problem? By the gods, that unholy stench. This is definitely goblin cheese. Judging from the smell, this should be quite flavorful. How is it made? It's best you remain ignorant of such things. I still remember when I learned what kind of milk they use. Yeah, maybe I don't want to know. We need those boots. What do you mean you forgot the wine? Bravo, thanks to you, our guests shall be honored with a marvelous banquet. But what good is an exotic feast without an equally exquisite aperitif? Luckily, I know just the person to ask. Make your way to Wineport and seek out Shamani Lomani, another former member of the company. All you have to do is give him this order slip. He'll take care of the rest. Oh, and if you're wondering if this is merely a ploy to test your patience, I assure you I do actually need that wine. And while you're there, give Shamani Lomani my regards. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go pick up that quest, because this is heading us to Wineport. That'd be nice to have. Hello again, my friend. It is quite obvious that you have been anything but idle in your training since last we met. Your progress is heartening to look upon truly, but it also serves to remind me that each hour I spend poring over ancient text is an hour not spent honing my skills. I fear my worth on the battlefield is diminishing by the day, yet I am certain that my studies of the Chronicles will yield something of use. In fact, just last night I discovered how the warriors of my tribe came to be shunned by the outside world. Upon witnessing my people's prowess with the axe, the armies of the city-states began to incorporate similar techniques into their own training regimens. These are the self-same techniques I've been instructing you in, ones which call upon the inner beast. The consequences, of course, were dire. Yes, their soldiers became nigh on unstoppable, but they also became wholly uncontrollable, and both friend and foe fell prey to the ensuing carnage. Of course, the heads of the city-states laid the blame for these atrocities solely at the feet of my kind, promptly banning the ancient art and imprisoning anyone suspected of teaching it, or so the chronicles say. What I find hard to grasp, though, is that never once during my training did my brother hint at this dark history, nor have I myself ever seen one of my tribe succumb to the rage that the chronicles describe. Could it be that the tales are mere falsehoods? Stories concocted by some long-forgotten enemy who would poison our heritage and befoul our tribe's name? Who in their right mind would seek to sully something so pure? And why would my ancestors simply bow their heads and suffer such ignominy? That my people should be so weak, so utterly bereft of pride, is inexplicable. I refuse to believe it. It matters not if these claims are groundless. If they prompted my tribe's art to fade into obscurity, then the damage has already been done. Well, I, for one, will not turn a blind eye to this injustice. If none of my people will give the lie to the stories that have so tarnished our reputation, it shall have to be me. Ah, but once again I lose myself in history and forget the present. If you recall, I spoke to you of my former comrade from the company of heroes, and the great woolly beast we have been pursuing. The beast remains on the loose, and to toss ponds of salt on the wound, fell creatures that appear to be its minions have been wreaking havoc on the innocent residents of Wineport. Were you and I to succeed in quelling the threat, surely the people would see that warriors are no fearsome beasts, but valuable allies. Together we will win back our proud name. Now let us away to Wineport to meet with the captain of the militia. And I have that teleport. We're gonna keep this going real quick. Alright, my friends, Wineport is much obliged for your aid. The fiends come relentlessly, and what few able-bodied men we have find themselves hopelessly overmatched. Indeed, the western gates have been so besieged that they are currently left without any manned defense. Leave the defense to us, my good man. I will secure the western gate. You defend the town from the east. Together we will form a bulwark that not a single fiend can penetrate. Once the enemy has been driven back, we return here to back up the captain. Alright. They want me to go this way. Oh man, that's a long surveying. I don't know if this one standing next to us has even noticed me, or if I'm just too high level and he doesn't care. Nope, that was it. I guess he doesn't care. Or at least that one didn't. Oh, while I got a second, why don't I do this? Enhanced strength, increased HP. Wow, you're about to level up again. Chocobo. Wow, you're getting strong. Thank the 12 you're safe. We have need of your skills yet. I just heard a scream, and I fear that one of the beasts might be loose within the village. Come with me. Is this a solo duty? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I think this is a solo duty. You monster! Get away! Get away! Monster? Come no closer. I beg of you. I must return to the falls. No, finish the quest. I don't have to go back over there. Alright. Whatever has gotten into Curious George, 'tis true that he fought like a man possessed, but to mistake him for the very beast he hunts. Methinks the child's parents have been feeding her a few too many ghost stories for her own good. Worry not, friend. I shall speak to the villagers and clear up this most unfortunate misunderstanding. Do return to the falls and assure Curious Gorge that Wineport is indebted to him for his aid. Alright, we'll go back over there when we're done over here. Sweat, grime, and blood. Aye, you reek of blood, an adventurer unless I am mistaken. What brings you to Wineport? Oh yeah, this guy's blind. In order, let me guess, a request for the finest vintage I can muster. The paper smells of loam and perfume, close to the soul, and there is also the unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes, Master Gigaruju would not settle for anything less than the best. Durstwhite's and his crew must be quite busy preparing an exotic feast, hence his decision to rely on an adventurer. Ah, but perhaps you are confused. This display of deduction was not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways, but you've no interest in my affairs. You wish only to discuss the wine, I suspect. Yeah, I would really like the wine so I can go beat up Titan. An offer you can refuse, okay? Life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary, of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work, none can deny that it pays well. Ah, but you grow impatient, and Wise Kate must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Burl Glant, who owns and operates the largest winery in Vilbrand. Somehow I doubt he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. Oh yeah, we gotta talk to this chef. What are you? Oh, you are treasure maps. Okay. What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of his polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion and do not care for interruptions. That neophyte Venter bids you speak with me, huh? Neither you nor your friend has the palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gubu urine than sell you my worst vintage. Be gone from my sight. Alright. What an asshole. I take it he said no. Really, in those words. Well, I cannot say that I am surprised. While there's no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limsa is not a man known for his tact. Very well, we should have to take an alternative approach. There is a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee this would not be a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say that their grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the Vignerons of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Bacchus grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. The legendary Bacchus wines, were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. But as is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed, along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wine. Yeah, the calamity tore up everything. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Berglaint to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine and to offer them every gill we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the Vignerons tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them. Alright, we'll go talk to him. What? Do I have Bacchus wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, but you're a few years too late. Alright, well, not that guy. There he is. Bacchus wine? Bah, don't remind me. Used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. Thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody primal blowing up my goddamn house. Oof. No luck, huh? Most regrettable, but we had to try. But Bacchus wine would have been perfect for the occasion, though I must confess my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a vintner. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Ogormororu, oh wow, I can't say it now, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me to find a new direction in life. It breaks my heart to think that wondrous ambrosia which once filled me with hope may be forever lost to us. Oh god, none of these matter. I must say, this talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there is much I miss about my life with the company of heroes. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. I have no fear. I swear that I shall find a suitable wine for the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Vilbrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die because I very nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Drest took me in and nursed me back to health, and it was he who gave me my first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I am pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Dress sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully dock, so perhaps Ritskilt can tell you where to find him. Alright, let's go to the docks. Pretty sure he's like back in there. But can't just go to him, so. Dressed? Oh, you mean the hermit? I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk about himself, and I sure as hell don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone, I say. If you have a mind to find him, though, then head southwest to the Severed Sting. That is where he's at. Alright, let's talk to the hermit. What do you want? Wine? I didn't ask for this. Who sent you? Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midges, the buzzing. It keeps me awake. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. Please make the buzzing stop. Make the midges go away. Alright, buddy, I think we can do that for you. Oh, my chocobo's not out. Dang, we gotta kill 5 of these? He's passive. He won't attack me. He is not passive. He will probably attack. Yeah, he turned around. He's passive. Alright, 5 killed. Maybe this guy can get some sleep. Is he gonna give me the Bacchus wine because he can sleep now? It's not so loud anymore. Did you do that? Thank you. You helped me, even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission when the Maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape, but the others, no one else survived. I didn't ask for this, damn it. I'm not even Garlean. They conquered my lands just like they tried to conquer yours. I don't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway around the world. I just want to go home. Oh. Where's home? I wish to thank Shamani for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to bear a gift back to him? Earlier today at Red Mantis Falls, I collected the sap from nearby palm trees. If placed in coconut shells and stored for a few bells' time, it makes for a fine wine, see? It should be ready by now. I left 3 shells out there. Please take them to Shamani for me. I'm glad he's moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Yeah, we have to go collect... Oh, down the stairs. We have to go collect these. And then it's probably faster just to teleport back. Seriously? It has been some time. What news do you have of Drest? Ah yes, I recall he did have some knowledge of winemaking. A simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We are not so different, Drest and I, 2 men who have long struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thoughts for far too long. It is past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him. Okay, what about this wine? Hey, we get a minion. By the gods, listen, I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I've just discovered something extraordinary about Drest's palm wine. He sealed each coconut shell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual odor. I thought I was going mad at first, but now I'm certain. These are the leaves of a Bacchus grapevine. Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Raincatcher Gully, the legendary vine still grows. If we could obtain a cutting, we could revive the Bacchus wine industry. We must know where Dress found these leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see what he remembers. So there's a wine, or a grapevine of Bacchus growing in Raincatcher Gully. Don't see me. Nope, nope, nope. There. Oh, you're a fate boss. I was wondering why you looked so big. Alright, Dressed. I need to know where you saw these leaves. Oh, hello again. What is it? It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty, didn't know it was rare. I found them near the Juggernaut to the south, but I didn't see any grapevines. I saw fresh gubu tracks, though. Maybe the leaves came from vines growing on the back of one such beast. If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some gubus are more territorial than others, and you may have to defend yourself. Oh, man. Should be no big deal. Okay, so it was off the back of a Goobu. What did Drest have to say? Tell me everything. Ah, I was right. This smell, this texture. I hold in my hands a Bacchus grapevine cutting. Come now, enough of this nonsense. I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vintner could... 12 as my witness. It is a Bacchus grapevine. Wherever did you find this fantastic specimen? What? You would offer this to me, but why? There is none better positioned to reconstruct the Bacchus vineyards than you. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish of me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear that every tavern across the Eorzea will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Bacchus wine. Sir, you needn't... Wait, the shape of this bottle, the scent of this label, this couldn't possibly be. A 1547 Bacchus, but that's impossible. This vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity. It was the crown jewel of my personal collection. For years I debated opening it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time. But now I realize that it was never meant for me. It would be savored by the saviors of Wineport, I say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Gaguruju will find no finer wine. You have forever changed Wineport. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. Ah, but do not permit me to delay you any longer. Pray deliver the wine to Captain Wystgate. Well, yes, I would very much like to drink it, but I am a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. Alright, back to Costa. Yeah, this should be the last thing for their party. Nope, your stole is back. Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me, so what of the wine I asked you to bring? Is that? 7 hells, a 1547 Bacchus. Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit, I didn't think you had it in you, but congratulations. Thanks to you, this will be the most luxurious feast Costa del Sol has seen in years. Considering the links you went to, I hope our guests appreciate it. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. She appears to be growing somewhat impatient. Perhaps you could tell her that the banquet is about to begin. You have the look of a man who has been to the 7th hell and back, that a guest should be expected to supply the victuals for a banquet held in his own honor, and this while the shadow of Titan looms over us all. It beggars belief. I can only applaud your stoicism. Had I been asked to endure such ignominy, I would fear I should have accepted my lot with less grace. I mean, I didn't really have a choice. Lady Y'shtola. Sir Ridge. A thousand pardons for this extreme discourtesy. I was wholly unaware of your true identity, sir. Had I known, I would never have permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. Come now, he must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would send you running the length and breadth of Eorzea for a banquet, did you? Spare him your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Hulk has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten him. Aye, fair's fair. There's no sense hiding it any longer. We five were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath that any who would follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation, but by their deeds. Each man would judge these would-be god-slayers by his own criteria. If even one found him wanting, he would be rejected without a second thought. But if he proved himself worthy, we swore that we would do our utmost to support his cause. The world has ever been full of brave souls eager to give their lives for a righteous cause, but all too few capable of making a difference with their sacrifice. To send wave after wave of hapless adventurers into the jaws of a foe against whom they have no hope of victory is worse than futile. Titan is not one to be challenged lightly, and we will not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the five of you deigned to test Hulk with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I am sure. But tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? He's a brave one, that much is certain. He willingly walked into the midst of danger, despite my repeated warnings that it could cost him his life. His skill is undeniable. He stalked his prey as relentlessly as any child of the sands, and struck with precision when an opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days care only for fortune and glory. Hulk, however, is a kind and generous soul. I am certain he has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at his side. Wily Uplander is talentful plansmaker, tricksy foe for mighty Rockman. I can only concur with my colleagues' assessments. We five of the Company of Heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down the Lord of Crags and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. With the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Summon the dancers, pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends, for today we celebrate the birth of a new legend. Hulk Ridge, Titan's Bane. It is the bronze-skinned beauty. Congratulations, sweetling. Now relax and enjoy the show. It's only just begun. Alright, I guess we're gonna have a feast. Tasting the exotic feast triggers a divine revelation. In that brief, transcendent moment, you glimpse the true form of reality. comprehend its fleeting nature, and cry out to the heavens in celebration. Okay. Oh man, I gotta speak to all 5 of them. When you face the Lord of Crags, think not of Limsa, Eorzea, or anything beyond this his chamber. Think only of the men and women by your side. Fight for them, and they will fight for you. Remember that no great victory was ever achieved alone. Alright, Brayflox, what do you got to say? Goodly Uplander must be facing mighty Rockman with clever fighty think. Gobbyflock cannot be coming to rescue this time. They didn't rescue me last time. I basically left them to die. Ah, you brave fool. Promise me that when you meet Titan, you'll look him in the eye and tell him Landonel sends his regards. You are a veteran of countless battles. This is but one more. Trust in your experience and you will prevail. You are blessed with a fortitude to rival the Earth itself. Titan will struggle to break you, I think. Alright, is that everybody? What do you got to say, still? You are kind to indulge them. This banquet is as much for the company as it is for you, whatever they may claim. I do not deny that they mean well, but now is scarcely the time for celebration. Though they have all but pronounced you the victor, the battle with Titan has yet to begin. The hour has come for the good captain to make good on his promise. We must speak with him again. Damn, I thought Titan was at 32. 34? 34, 35. You must be eager to face Titan. As promised, we will show you the way. Travel to Bronze Lake and Upper Lenosha. There you will meet with Riol, another man who once served with the company. To ensure that this knowledge does not fall into the wrong hands, he will remain in hiding until you have given the correct signal. Give me your map. You must whistle loudly at the 3 locations I mark. Only then will he appear to meet you at this 4th location. I realize this may seem excessive now, but you will see that it is more than reasonable once you comprehend the risks inherent in our method. Okay, yeah, we gotta go to Camp Bronze Lake, but I'm gonna go finish this warrior quest real quick. Since we're over here. And we can't pick up the next one yet, so it doesn't matter. Please forgive me for leaving so abruptly earlier. It was a hasty reaction to a situation for which I was completely unprepared. While both you and I know that I was in complete control of my inner beast, I now realize that to the layman's eye it may have seemed that, well, the opposite was true. Mayhap it was this very misapprehension that lent weight to the lies which led to my tribe's disgrace. And if that is the case, then perhaps I should return once more to the Chronicles and endeavor to reassess their message in light of this discovery. Speaking of light, your soul crystal, it sparkles. Does the soul of the warrior have aught to reveal to you? Any whispers of import? If only they hadn't forsaken me as they did my brother. Yes, well, I suppose that is that. I must continue my studies and you your training. I hope to have something new for both of us very soon. Until then, my friend. Alright, we get the second piece to our AoE combo, which is good. Alright, we are going to Camp Bronze Lake. sorry about that. Alright. Whistling loudly. Oh, that one's up. Oop, I got stuck. Is it in this building? No, it's way up there. Greetings, mate. Might you be the one the captain said would come calling? Ah, I thought so. Pay attention now, cause I ain't explaining myself twice. Lord of the Crags. Alright, this should be the Titan quest. Years ago, when we was weighing up how to get to Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across this Beastman Aetherite, see? What's that look for? Not familiar with him? He speaks of an unamplified aetherite which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there is no fundamental difference between such aetherites and those which you have used on countless occasions. Ah, well, if it ain't the Charlian lass, welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to await your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. The tunnels beneath Ogomoro form a bewildering labyrinth that no outsider has ever fully explored. How the company of heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. Give us a bit of credit, love. We weren't daft enough to try going in the front. The kobolds are always digging new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step and the next thing you know, you've got 100 tons of rock on your noggin. Suicide to even try, see? Funny thing was, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around, and it was that as got us thinking. I mean, you Gamero mines are like a bleeding city, ain't they? And getting around in a city that big would be a right pain in the arse if you didn't have an Aethernet, wouldn't it? So it stood to reason the kobolds must have one. Even if there were Aetherite shards in the depths of Ogomoro, you would have needed to attune yourselves to them before you could identify their signatures within the live stream. Ah, well, that's where you're wrong. We had this Charlian bloke to help us, see? Delivered us right into Titan's bedchamber, he did. I don't rightly know how he did it, but I do remember him saying it weren't nothing any Charlian scholar worth her salt couldn't manage. Did he know? Oh, did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Aetherites in question happen to be... Ah, yes. But in order to guide a traveler to said beacon safely, a second party would be required to... It is possible, in theory at least. Yet I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly, all will depend upon whether or not I am worth my salt. Oh, you are, lass. Don't you worry about that. Have a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run and take a closer look at the Aetherite? It ain't far, though there's sure to be a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can't handle, mind. Alright, well, let's go take a look at this Beastman Aetherite. Stupid enemies didn't even see me. So this is the aetheryte the company heroes use to gain access to Titan's sanctuary. It is as Papalimo speculated. In its present state, this aetheryte signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. I may, however, be able to use my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you will have to proceed without me. I must needs remain here and supplement this beacon's power, lest you be denied your only path of escape. Fear not, I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. With effort, it is possible that I may be able to stabilize the aetheryte's signal and thereby join you, albeit belatedly. Until such time as I do, you will be on your own. Oh, I'm not worried. Now let us see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon, one far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there, so stint not in your preparation. Oh, we're prepared. The navel. Alright, let's back up out of here. And queue up for the naval. See if we can get somebody. If not, we can do duty support. It is getting kinda late, though. Alright, we'll just duty support it. It'll be faster, apparently. Look, an overdweller. Yes, yes, an invader from above. He uses our aetherites against us. He has defiled Titan's sacred sanctuary, trespassed, violated, defiled. Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear him not. His fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held to account for the breaking of the covenant. You shall be the first to face judgment, then Limsa and her oath-breakers, liars, betrayers, oath-breakers. O great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you, Titan, we summon you. He has come, the Lord of Crags, Titan has come. Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Thy vile kind coveteth ever the blessing of the land, and murdereth my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. Ah, but I am not the first to suffer thy defiance. Thou didst bring Ifrit low. godless overdweller, thy myriad heresies shall not go unpunished. Upon thee shall I wreak a terrible vengeance. This guy's not too hard. Get to the edge. To the edge again. Gotta destroy his heart. And there's Titan down. The Lord of Crags, great father Titan, has fallen. Oh, we got our next crystal. The crimes of the overdwellers shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never. 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant. We have acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Until our dying breaths we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy. once again, the Garleans are here. Now these are the readings one would expect of an icon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure that it is wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Ratanton. My curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have bested Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, if there be truth to the legends, it could readily subjugate the whole of Eorzea given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. So the Garleans are working with Ascians. What you say may well be true, but while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve to change the course of this war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Fool. And now he has a fourth. Fascinating. Carry on, Crystal Bearer. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. And not remain to mark his passing. While the Ascians are nothing if not elusive, it is of little wonder what they should cast advanced teleportation magics at will, but that they would choose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetheryte in Zelma's Run, and we will rendezvous at Camp Bronze Lake. Agreed? So we're going back to Camp Bronze Lake. And I guess I could have teleported, but... I am relieved to see you well, but come, let us discuss our next step. Alright, what is our next step? The word will already have reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Back to Limsa. Bards. Bards are playing their instruments. Thank you for coming. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I am pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit and now Titan, truly when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the Warriors of Light less keenly, and there could be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. The people of Limsa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the details of your report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Look, this is Menphilia. Y'shtola has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and Y'shtola emerged from Ogomoro unscathed. While Tataru and the others seemed as glad of that as they did of Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Back to the Waking Sands, so... Use a Vesper Bay ticket. Everybody's knocked out. This one is glad, walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heavens he is safe. Louisoix, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring him forth, or you shall know no mercy.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
So the Garleans found us. Oh, shit. In case Walking One returned, this one was to say, at church in Eastern Thanalan, Walking One must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Walking One Minfilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Alright, that should be dry bone. Yep. Alright, I guess we're gonna go seek shelter at the church. Is there something troubling you, my son? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only ask. The wild roses, I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? And you are certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans. Yep, pretty certain. Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well, do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquise, would you come here for a moment? Yes, Father. If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquise. He's a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain, Marquise is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would surely have perished in the desert. Marquise, I want you to look after Hulk, do you understand? Yes, father. Excuse me, do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horologe which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a bull-point chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Alright, now we're running errands for the servant. A bull-point chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Thal's balls. I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Apparently we overpaid because he was laughing at us. Oh, not you. You. Have you brought the tools I requested? Yeah, both of them. Pretty sure you lost money. Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Though I repaired the device easily, this sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, this was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Aluned. The man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. Good day to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time? Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquis said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquis manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Do I need that? 34? No. Come on, click the one I want. There you go. I recognize you now. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Oh man, we gotta go all the way back to the Waking Sands. Hey, you don't look like one of them church fellows. Not that I'll turn you away. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Goddamn Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Ah, never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies to the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folk are starting to turn. God damn, how long was I gone? What happened to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss them in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. God damn. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest, then. I guess not. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. I reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the lich yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. Okay, going back to Drybone and the church. I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Oh shit, I got home gang. I don't think I need... Yeah, I do. Okay. Although we can perform rites for most of the scions, there is one whom we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. Yeah, that's probably best. Hawthorne Hut? Yeah, I think it's Hawthorne Hut. Seems dark over here. I guess it's raining. This one is surprised to see Walking One in Little Solace. How can these ones assist Walking One? Neuraxia, but this one does not understand. Camuxio, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One. Awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Neuraxia, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So not only Neuraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Neuraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Neuraxia at the end. Tell this one that Neuraxia was brave. Tell this one that Neuraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Did we really say anything, though? Thank you for bringing Neuraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial ones must pay. Imperial ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Neuraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. Alright, back to Drybone. I mean, I'm sure the Sylphs can fight, but we really haven't seen like any magic or anything from them, so we don't know exactly what they can do. We thank you for your service to the Church and to the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now. Yeah, we... strength, vitality, dexterity. I mean... yeah, it's just a whole lot more defense, so... yeah. I mean, the dexterity is useless, but it's a lot more defense, so... I'm not imagining it. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when last I ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. There we go. Imperials sneaking around here. Should get that off. Get some damage up. So the Imperials are stalking our servant guy. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Eluid must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend, that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Garlean's steel, which means the man who was watching Marquise was. Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come. Do I need these boots? No, I don't need those boots. I definitely don't need those boots. Those are for casters. Oh, Alphanod. Where you been?
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Carteneau. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Sid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
Okay, so we met Sid. And if you've ever played a Final Fantasy game, you know Sid is a staple character. He's in every single one of them. Yeah, that's a side quest. He who waited behind. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, you wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah. Actually, the Great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah is actually really cool. It's actually made by players of 1.0, and it is actually now in the lore of the game. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Korthos. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Korthos. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray, look after yourself and Sid. Alright, I guess we'll go to Falgord Float. That is North Shroud. Yeah, the Great Gubu Wall was actually players in... when they were getting ready to shut down the 1.0 servers, because A Realm Reborn, the game we're playing right now, is technically 2.0. So when they were getting ready to shut down the 1.0 servers, the developers started spawning enemies in and around the cities and at extremely high levels. So players got together and, well, started defeating the enemies, one, but two, they all got on their mounts, like their chocobo mounts and stuff, but they were Gubu mounts, and it was just a line of players around Ul'dah, around the outside of the city Ul'dah on their Gubu mounts, and it's called the Great Gubu Wall. It's actually, you can still find some videos on YouTube about it and stuff. It's actually really cool. But yeah, the developers loved it so much they actually put it into the lore. Alright, Serpent Sergeant, what you got for me? Is there aught I can assist you with? The Enterprise, you speak of Master Garland's airship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Korthos. What became of it after that I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortfart at Florentel's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eye. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. But we have Master Sid on our side now, so we don't have to worry about that. You have come in search of Vortifart? There's got to be a better way to say that. Then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Korthos. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Well, tell me about it. Yeah, I guess we'll pick that up. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartno, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Korthos. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help, but to attain them you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. Ooh, excuse me. When Dalamud descended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you, should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Alright, to the observatorium. Actually, we're going to go through the observatorium to get a teleport crystal that's a little further up the trail. Snow-covered Korthos. Hey, I need that guy. Yeah, I need the wolves too. Okay, maybe we're gonna do this real quick, and then we'll go get the teleport. Since they're right here. Die. He stood right in that. Well, he's right here. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ah, how absurd, as if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Okay. We still need one more Gubu. Is there one over here? Yep, there's... Oh, we need this guy too. Okay. Well, grab him. I know there's a few more of these up there. Alright, here's the last one of this one. Oh, I'm too high level to even participate in that. Okay. Alright, you know, we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. I think we're gonna call it there. We got through this Titan storyline. We did, what, 1 or 2 quests of the warrior, so that was good. We're starting into the Garuda storyline. And we're just, you know, moving along with the story. So, it's good. Alright. Other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.